Kamala Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, faced a national audience that's still getting to know him when he headlined the Democratic National Convention in Chicago on Wednesday night. Walz wasn't widely known outside of Minnesota before Harris chose him to join her on the Democratic presidential ticket. But they clicked when Harris interviewed him, and she was impressed by his record as a governor and congressman and the splash he made on TV. His attack line against former President Donald Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, "These guys are just weird," spread like wildfire. The Nebraska native was a geography teacher and assistant football coach at Mankato West High School in southern Minnesota before he ran for Congress and upset Republican Representative Gil Gutknecht in 2006. He was seen as a centrist known for his work on veterans issues. Walz was elected governor in 2018 and was re-elected in 2022 in an election that gave Democrats full control of state government. Walz and legislative leaders seized the moment to enact broad protections for abortion and trans rights, and they raised aid to families, including free school meals for all students, new tax credits for families with children, and paid family leave and medical leave. Republicans say Walz took a sharp turn to the left. They say the governor should have returned a massive $17.6 billion budget surplus to taxpayers instead of enacting a record $72 billion two-year state budget that was 40% higher than the previous budget. They also say Walz moved too slowly to deploy the National Guard amid rioting after the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer in 2020, although Trump praised his response at the time. And they say lax oversight on his watch cost pandemic-related programs hundreds of millions of dollars in fraud losses. Tim and Gwen Walz got married in 1994. They met when they were both teachers in Nebraska and later moved to her native Minnesota, where they both worked at Mankato West High School. Former pupils remember them as allies and advocates for LGBTQ+ students. As Minnesota's First Lady, she has championed gun safety legislation, education, and criminal justice reform. On the campaign trail, Walz has drawn large crowds, from his first appearance with Harris in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, to a solo appearance at a union convention in Los Angeles, to a Nebraska homecoming in Omaha on Saturday. Harris and Walz reunited in Pennsylvania Sunday for a bus tour through towns where the ex-coach gave pep talks to fire up local volunteers. "Politics isn't that much different than this," Walz told a high school football team on Sunday. "It's about something bigger than themselves. It's about setting a future goal and trying to reach it." Poll numbers show that voters feel more positively drawn towards Walz than Vance, and Republicans are scrambling for ways to dampen Democrats' momentum. Some have pointed to his 1995 arrest for drunken driving and subsequent distortions about it. When the arrest surfaced after Walz entered politics, his campaign team gave misleading information about it, falsely claiming that the charge was dropped and that Walz failed a field sobriety test because of deafness. For his part, Walz said he quit drinking after the arrest. Here now is Minnesota Governor Tim Walz accepting his nomination for vice president on the Democrat Party ticket.